teleconference.
A really cool teleconference. See, Keith just made it so lame. This is.
See, I should have hyped it up by saying,
good evening,
I should have
everyone.
hyped it up by
Welcome
saying I'm on a teleconference named after an email distribution group.
to the business list, a teleconference named after an email distribution group, your source for stories inside the party across the country and around the world. We are LP Alliance Intercaucus Coalition, rebuilding the Libertarian Party and revolutionizing the liberty movement one email distribution group at a time. My name is Amanda Griffiths. I'm joined by Keith Thompson. I'm not joined by Kyle Davis. He's just here. We will be joined in due course, I believe, by Rose Leatherman. And we're joined by the Unholy Army of the Night in the chat. Good evening, Unholy Army of the Night in the chat. How are you? I hope they're good. They're getting warmed up. How are you, everyone?
Solid.
I have pizza. I like that.
Your pizza, that's good. He also has children talking in the background. So I don't know if he's like muting when he's not talking. Yeah. His son or daughter, I couldn't tell, described it as a really cool meeting that we were doing rather than a broadcast. It's
happy birthday to Amanda.
My birthday.
Oh yeah.
Free wanted to know whether it was my birthday because there was a quote posted from Izzy's statement on his birthday. Today is Izzy Ali's birthday. And his birthday wish quote was posted on the LP Alliance account. And so Free's like, is it your birthday? It was in quotes too, as I recall. That's
Happy birthday, Izzy. We got you a tyrannical government.
There we go. Exactly. Oh, we can open with that, I suppose. Izzy Ali, who has been lawful in his residency and who has been in the U.S. or has been a U.S. resident for 13 years, is still in DHS custody. He has been there since, I believe, January or December. Now he is fighting stage 3 kidney disease. He's not getting treatment, so his health is deteriorating. And his request for a waiver for his residency fee was just denied. So that's another $1,000. So while he has actually managed to raise a lot of money, that just puts the defense back $1,000 because this is a waiver that is very often applied. It was denied in this case by Trump admin. It is Izzy's birthday. And I mean, Kyle writes everything that you don't like. If you like the posts, I wrote it. If you don't like them, Kyle wrote it, unless you're a member of some weird rival GOP farm team. And then if you don't like it, I wrote it. So yes, if you scan that code, you can help contribute to Izzy's defense fund, as well as fighting for his health and his freedom. It's disheartening to read those updates, but he's doing an amazing job staying positive. Stop, Free. It is not my birthday. It's not close to my birthday.
We need to call an LNC meeting so the entire LNC can sing happy birthday to you.
Oh gosh, it was Keith's birthday.
It's within 6 months of your birthday.
Yeah.
It is within 6 months.
You could get your very own ukulele solo.
Oh no, it's not my birthday, guys. See, people are just going to see the comments and be like, "Oh man, his birthday is on the 18th of June," which it's not. It's not, and then people are going to think, "What? I'm like a Gemini."
I'm going to clip that and post it everywhere.
Yeah. This should be like a running
Amanda's
thing.
Birthday's on the 18th of June.
Every week, it's my birthday. When I was a kid, like a really young kid, I had a doll, and I would always say that it was his birthday. It was just a thing. I would go around telling people it was my doll's birthday. I was like 2 years old. Okay, it was sweet. But it actually is Izzy's birthday, and so please consider a donation to his fight. Kyle, do we have the posts up and ready for the story about Minnesota?
I've got the one from Kara for sure.
Okay, good. So also this past week, ICE arrested 15 legal observers, seized their electronics, and I can't really read that, but essentially...
Attention, Twin Cities.
Okay.
Do not answer your door. ICE, DHS, and HSI raided 2 legal observers, which is 15 now, homes in South Minneapolis this morning, seizing electronics and arresting both of them. And if you're able, check it on your people. It's scary today. Update as of 8:50 a.m. Sources are telling me that 15 people have been arrested now, some in South Minneapolis, but others without location details. I have no details. I am passing this on.
Yep. And so these folks are being accused by law enforcement of having been Antifa terrorists.
Antifa.
So, they were sent by Austin Martin directly, I believe. These were observers, essentially. There's belief that there were plants involved in signal chats, things of that nature, that this is meant as a deterrent for other protesters, which, of course, I completely believe. Much of this is...
per other messaging from Kara?
Antifa as a terrorist organization?
The U.S. government has, yes.
Yes.
Right, yeah. So...
Which
is funny, since it's not really even an organization.
Yeah. As per other messages from Kara, they were specifically targeting first responders at the protests. And that should tell you everything you need to know about them, because, this is an organization that we know gasses the protesters with tear gas in a way that violates Geneva Convention. And now they are targeting first responders, which violates the Geneva Convention. So war crimes are okay as long as they're against your own citizens, and that is literally the international law.
Well, if the victim of the government is on the left, then it's okay. Have you done your soul the disservice of looking at a news article about the kid that got their eye shot out by
in California,
like a rubber bullet?
Oh yeah.
Like, so many, maybe it's just my echo chamber, but overwhelmingly people on Facebook were like, well, that's what you get. You should have stayed home. You'd have your eyeball if you didn't.
Should have stayed home. Stay home, stay safe. I remember conservatives love talking about how you should stay home and stay safe.
Yeah. If it's, well, they don't believe in germs. They believe in cops.
There we go. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. You need to fight, peaceful movement of peaceful people, not the not so peaceful movement of not so peaceful germs.
Right.
Okay, if pretending it's my birthday gets you to give, that's totally fine. Yeah, for my not birthday, can you give your speech for me that you never got to give at convention? Send him the link. Just keep sending him the link until he shows up.
All right, we'll do.
But who was supposed to speak for you?
Free from Are You Smarter Than a Politician was supposed to give my nominating speech. And instead, you know who gave him a nominating speech? No one. Because they cut nominating speeches. No one gave your
nominating speech.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Because they banned them for vice chair. Which is a violation of member rights, I believe.
I figured that was you did that for rigging it, because I hear there was fraud in the vice chair system.
Yeah, that was the preemptive punishment for rigging the vice chair election. They knew that was going to happen, and they're like, okay, we'll slap on the wrist,
While everyone was panicked about the lack of speeches, you were stuffing the ballots in the box.
Exactly. I was going around like paying Mike Seebeck under the teller's table. Just add those votes for me, please. Yeah.
Slipping in the extra Zoom tablets.
Exactly.
Speaking of, I didn't even get a Zoom tablet. I need to send Avens a thing.
I didn't get a bag at all. I didn't get any kind of goodie bag.
See, I didn't have them from my table. I assume because our delegates just like slurped them all up like Pez. And then I mentioned to her later in the evening that I had I was having back pain or something. She was like, "Oh, here!" And she just like pulled some out of nothingness.
Where can she even hide them? There's no spare space on an island.
Free, can you give one of those versions?
She snatched them into reality.
Wait, guys, I want to hear Free's 1 minute, 2 minute, 5 minute versions of my speech. Yeah, that's how I rig the election.
It's true.
It just depends on how quickly he speaks.
Yeah,
it's all the same speech.
Jake has prompted us on another story here that Amanda has had
We
RFK
don't.
Jr. call him and tell him not to run.
Yeah, that's the story.
Which,
yeah.
So as we covered Monday,
Did RFK
LP
Jr.
Iowa
tell him not to run?
LP Iowa has been having calls from RFK Jr. begging them not to run because the Republicans are pissing their pants. That is the headline. Marco Battaglia, Nick Gluba. Oh shoot, I can't remember Jules' last name off the top of my head. What's Julia's last name, Amanda?
Frick.
Oh goodness.
I don't remember.
I'm sorry, Jules.
Just Jules Morrison. Just make up a last name. I don't know. It's her birthday today.
Jesus. And Thomas Lane also had stuff fly at him. We've seen libertarians across LP Iowa get absolutely attacked by the Republican Party. They have reached out to beg them to drop out. They have reached out to intimidate them. And now they have sued some of them off the ballot. That is the level we are at, where lawsuits against libertarians are hitting across the country, most of which come from other parties.
It's Jules Cutler. I can't believe you didn't know that.
Cutler. Damn it. I'm so sorry, Jules. I have an email from her where I'm going to help her with a website. I'm just so
See, this is the level of care Kyle brings to his clients, not even remembering their last names.
This is the level of dark circles under my eyes without being punched. Imagine what I'd look like if I ever got hit.
How is that related to
I'm
not
tired.
remembering someone's last name?
I'm
Okay,
tired.
so here's the deal, everyone. So yes, we've talked about this a few times. So Iowa candidates are being challenged by the GOP. We talked about this before. We talked about it last week.
And the GOP also is challenged for different reasons.
The GOP is just generally challenged in many ways, but less monetarily challenged, apparently. Less challenged for RFK. They are not suffering from a dearth of RFK Jr. In fact, he's so available that he's able to make calls to encourage people to drop out of elections. Now, there was a hearing.
If you're in charge of Health and Human Services and you don't believe in germs, you have a lot of free time.
Well, exactly.
All you have to do is at 70 years old continue to lift weights all the time.
With your blue jeans
iron.
There was a hearing.
Eat the penis of a raccoon.
There was a hearing in which one of the challenges was dropped. That was the challenge for, and I'm terrible. So one of the challenges was dropped to get Rick Stewart off the ballot. They were upset because he wasn't running as Richard Stewart. He was running as Rick Stewart, and that really is what they were going after. So they did drop that. The other challenge against Marco Battaglia, who, by the way, has run as Marco Battaglia 4 times with no issue. Now, his legal name is not Marco Battaglia. There are plenty of people who run absent their legal name or run under a different name. Like
One of the
sometimes
people
newlyweds.
trying to sue him runs under her maiden name.
Yes. So it's completely erroneous. But in the hearing, they did find that Marco Battaglia should be removed from the ballot because, vibes.
The claim is that he's not famous enough under that name to maintain access.
Although
they thought it was a different Marco Battaglia.
He's more famous under the name that he's never been publicly known as for 20 years. Look, guys, to be a public servant, you don't actually have to think. That's a great thing. It's perfect.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
I thought that's what attracted people to the job.
Yeah, the need to not think. Actually, it is a need to not think. It is a requirement that you do not think in some of these offices. Now we also have Lana Legia, who is running in New Jersey. She was being challenged because she committed the horrible crime of having out-of-state signature collectors for her petitions. Not people who signed the petitions. Those were in
people
state.
Collecting the petitions.
Correct.
Which is illegal in some states, but not New Jersey.
Was illegal in New Jersey
under
until
the
it was.
there have been
was
court
illegal.
rulings on this. I don't know if they're national though, because we actually just had this conversation with people at my county meeting.
It was illegal in New
because I just got back from.
It was illegal in New Jersey until it was ruled unconstitutional. It was challenged and ruled unconstitutional. Yes, indeed.
I wanted to double check because some of us are considering helping with petitioning efforts in Massachusetts because living vicariously through a party that can actually get their candidates on the ballot is the best we can do here in New York.
Yes, yeah, which is very sad, and I'm hopefully that will change sooner rather than later. Now, initially that challenge was overturned in Lana's case, but they are the GOP is. Are they appealing, or is it some other mechanism
Yes.
they're planning? Okay, they're appealing. That
They are appealing the
overturning-
ruling of the Secretary of State.
At least it's not the ruling of the chair. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah. So they're appealing the Secretary.
There's
of
a chair
State's
involved
ruling.
somewhere,
Yes,
just in the corner of the hotel room.
Electric. Yeah.
there's that, and then we are also hearing from
Stephen
Addison
Miller's
Patrick. Yes, Addison Patrick out of Florida, who is having her candidacy challenge. This is an interesting one because she did not fall within a specified window during which candidates need to have been a member of the party for which they're running. They need to have done that they need to have been members for a given period of time prior to that general election, according to a statute. However, that statute has a bit of a constitutional dubiousness because essentially it's a way of saying, well, you're dictating who one party or another party can run. So that's very interesting, and we're going to stay tuned on that as well.
Hey, Terry.
So yeah, it's interesting. We are once again, unsurprisingly, being confronted with Republican efforts to remove libertarian candidates from the ballot, and there have been Democratic efforts to remove libertarian candidates from the ballot. It goes around and around and around.
Oh, well, in our
Democrat,
case,
as in
it was some
the
petty
Democrats
vindictive
not
crap
voting.
against the Working Families Party that got all third parties effectively losing their party status in New York. But,
Was that really what happened?
Oh, yeah. It was, yeah, the governor was angry at the Working Families Party and so tripled the signature requirements to get a third party candidate on the ballot as a presidential candidate. And that's why New York no longer has ballot access. It went from 15,000 to 45,000.
I sometimes forget that Amanda's not a student of history.
I am a student of history. I just don't know New York ballot access history. Oh my gosh. Why did you wake
It's
up
like-
and choose violence? It was
Like you don't
not
even
called
know
for.
Bill Redpath.
I definitely know
You're
Bill
right.
Redpath. I know Bill Redpath's voice very well.
It feels like
Um,
they just make
Bill
up
Redpath
rules
is the
as they
reason-
go along. But-
Yes.
So how
yes.
wait, how long had Addison been a member? Because
She's
it seems
been
like
on-
everything.
So she's
okay.
been a
Seems like
libertarian
things
a
were
long
going
time,
fine with,
Yeah.
but
As
she
a-
moved to Florida
Yeah.
in November. And so became a member then, and they're like,
Yeah,
that's
again,
not
they
long
just-
enough.
they
It's-
just like they pick and choose which laws they're gonna try to
They make
enforce
laws
or interpret. Yeah, they
designed to shut
interpret
people
them
out.
very liberally.
Yeah.
Is,
They-
is
they-
that sold as like a sore loser law? Like, I'm
It-
just wondering how you even justify that.
I think that is considered a sore loser law.
I thought a sore loser
Um,
law was like you had like if you ran as a candidate for one party and did not get
Right.
the nomination, you couldn't
Exactly.
switch
Right,
and
but
run
in
as
this
something
case,
else.
yeah.
So this is to prevent that. You could argue that that's to prevent that, right? Except I don't really think that holds water because there are other ways to prevent that from happening. That don't
Bill
disenfranchise
Redpath
new
is
parties.
Bill Redpath's voice is the number one reason I thought about running for anything on the LNC. And then I remembered who I am and realized that I wouldn't be on the LNC for any reason.
Why is Bill Redpath's voice an incentive to run for LNC? Would you think
'Cause
you
you
would
get to hear
hear
him
it
talk
more?
more.
Would you?
Yeah,
I mean, all the meetings are broadcast.
not true.
Well, it's
Executive
not in
committee meetings
person.
happen.
It doesn't have the same effect.
Also
Oh,
true.
I wasn't going to run for region, except that Bill Redpath nominated me, and since he has
Yes.
the voice, he compelled it.
Yes.
Hmm?
No,
Oh, it's like
Wow.
you can't.
Bill Redpath is like a
refuse it.
vampire of the day.
he said hi to me in the elevator, and it was just amazing. It was like a choir of angels was speaking to me through Bill Redpath's voice. It was amazing. It was
Hey.
melodious. It was mellifluous. It
So
was.
you got a Bill Redpath high on the elevator. I got a silent, long tower elevator ride with Angela.
Oh no!
Oh, that's awkward.
Oh no! Wait, Tower. Where was she going?
I
Was she
avoided
going
getting
Radical
the
Suite?
elevators by myself.
The-
just
I
to
can't
avoid
imagine.
They had a
she's going
suite
to
over there.
Radical
That's what the
Suite.
Mises
Maybe
Talker
there was
suite
maybe
was.
there's like a Trump event up there.
Okay, gotcha.
RFK Jr. was having a polio get together.
The MC suite was over in the tower side of
Okay.
the Amway.
Same difference.
That's
That's
less
actually
exciting.
you were with me when I met Sonia Fintish in person for the first time on that elevator, if I remember right. And she kind of, when I was like, "Oh, hey, Sonia," and she was like, "Who is this?" She came and found me later and was like, "I didn't recognize you without the beard. I've always seen you on like X with the beard and everything else." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I should probably eventually change that 6-year-old picture that I don't look like anymore."
You should, but
I
see,
won't.
then you use it to like throw up at people like, I no longer look like this, comma, walnut, period. And when you're arguing
that is what I
with
say a
people
lot.
on social media, indeed. All right. Well, there were other arguments that were. Sorry, I was going to do the world's worst segue. Sometimes I nail them and sometimes it's terrible. And I apologize, guys. Not apologizing.
Donate
today
to
is
Izzy so that we can buy Amanda a Segway.
Justice Neil Gorsuch, who I just read the opinions. The Supreme Court
definitely-
ruled
Gorsuch.
that it is not a crime for people in possession of drugs not generally regarded to be dangerous to own firearms. This is a win for Hunter
Token
Biden's
pew.
everywhere.
So
This is a win for-
includes more.
See,
than
if I
cannabis?
did that here in New York, I'd be guilty of like 3 felonies just for pulling out a gun on camera.
I
So
mean,
does this also undermine the Republican narrative that trans people shouldn't be able to own guns because they're prescribed things like hormone therapy or antidepressants or things like that? Because they previously, a couple of years ago, were doing a big thing about how transgender people shouldn't have firearms because of
Right.
this. So
Oh, I think that was
Right.
like only a year ago. I think.
It was-
Yeah,
it's been a-
even
they've
like,
been
to
It's
their
been a long
credit,
year.
Even,
Yeah.
If the past year feels like 10 years, so understandable. Yeah, even like to their credit, thankfully, like even some of the most even Republican 2A types saw through this for the most part. I mean, there were arguments in favor of it, but yeah, there were people who saw through it. But I think that was a thing in some states. Like even
Yeah.
if you were they had medical cannabis before they had recreational cannabis, if you
Yeah.
were like legitimately prescribed medical cannabis for a condition,
you still
you
couldn't
still
own
couldn't
a
own
weapon.
a gun.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
essentially, yeah.
There's a
and
couple of good libertarians in Michigan and over in California who are having this problem right now.
the majority opinion reads in part what everyone thinks of these developments, which is essentially that drugs are now being increasingly legalized and or decriminalized. The federal government has not just tolerated them, it has helped fuel them, all of which leaves it awkwardly positioned to suggest that the millions of Americans who now regularly use marijuana are categorically and unusually dangerous. They're dangerous in that they don't get a lot of work done, and that makes me angry and more of a danger to society. So I would still take away their firearms and give them to people who are more productive, such as myself. Please give me your firearms, marijuana users. I would like to collect
Only
them.
one person has ever been dumb enough to give you a firearm.
It's that guy.
It's true.
it's nice of you.
He knew what he
and
was
again,
doing. He's an agent of chaos.
This is also a victory for Hunter Biden, agent
Yeah.
of many things, and
Yeah.
user of many things,
Who-
but no longer
who-
dangerous.
Yeah.
I'm really
Who's
surprised we haven't seen
now
a Trump tweet
allowed
about
to
this
have
fact.
guns again.
I mean, Hunter
I need
Biden
to
is
find
fast
my
becoming a
"if there's
libertarian.
no victim, there's no crime" post that shows Hunter Biden. That could use a good bump about now.
Could be a
No victim, no crime. Sorry. So I'd love to have Hunter Biden on this show. Can you imagine how many people would be so pissed off both ways?
that'd be really fun. Who
Yeah.
knows? Hunter Biden
We'd
might be a
have
regular
people
viewer of
accusing
Business
us-
List.
This would be evidence that we were DNC agents, but also
It'd be so good. It'd piss all the right people off.
I would be so excited
Ugh.
just to like have Hunter Biden on.
could be
But yeah.
interesting.
What is he on? Oh, he's on the business list now.
Everything crack.
Yeah, everything. Crack, the business list,
It's
everything.
a fun little game. What's he on today?
So this is a win for the Second Amendment. It's a win for the
Oh my god.
lack of
Have
war on
Hunter
drugs.
run for POTUS of libertarians.
Yeah, can we start like a counter campaign to get Hunter to run as a libertarian?
Well, I mean, he's
I'm
good
trying to keep us on
on
track, guys. We need more discipline on the business list.
My
Okay,
understanding is he's not good on drugs.
are using drugs
Oh.
and
We're not
firing
using
weapons.
the right drugs, apparently.
Right. You need to be using the better drugs. Like, you have no idea how difficult it is for me to co-host the business list while I'm on Adderall and the rest of y'all aren't. I just have
Is
to let
that
you
your
know.
secret?
I have a
Oh
prescription.
my gosh, yes. Did you not know that?
No.
That is definitely my secret. It's not even a secret. Yeah.
That
As the
sounds
Adderall
useful.
wears off, she gets really goofy. It's
I
fun.
get very, very agitated. Yeah, it's very strange. Anyway, now addicts or people who have committed, who are suspected of being likely to commit crimes or whatever while under the influence could still be prosecuted under this decision. However, that also opens up a can of worms. I think this is the first step to even nullifying that, right? That everyone should be able to own firearms, and the government doesn't get to make a determination as to who is a potentially dangerous drug user owning firearms.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a dangerous precedent just because, like, if they can decide, oh, well, if you're using certain drugs legitimately or not, with a prescription or not, you're likely to be unsafe. Like, that could easily be expanded. If you hold certain views, you're more likely to be dangerous with a gun. So, yeah, this is a win.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice to see the Supreme Court occasionally. It's nice to see the
They do a
system
lot, in fact.
occasionally
Yeah.
work as it was supposed
It's
to.
Ralph
because it's
Nader's
so fair.
sequel
Often
novel,
it does work
Unsafe
well.
on Any Speed.
We just hear
3
about
years later.
we just hear about the decisions that are controversial, but a lot of times the decisions are unanimous or close to it. Yeah, I don't like the word likely either. It is a gray area. Who is likely to be dangerous on drugs? What drugs are likely to make a person dangerous? I'm much
The Supreme
less.
Court likes making the
violent
rule
on
loose
that.
enough that they can get future cases.
That's fair. Yeah, we got to keep the paychecks coming.
It's easier if you just hear the same thing again.
Yeah. Well, especially when you're older, you just want to keep hearing the same thing.
The Libertarian Party Judicial Committee understands.
Oh, you mean the illegitimate judicial committee because some people had a meeting a couple days before it was elected and they discussed how the process worked and that makes it illegitimate
Basic
somehow.
floor strategy is corruption. Yes.
Yeah, you're not allowed to have floor strategy.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to say,
like,
"Hey, here's
had
how
a-
we think
we-
people."
You're
should
not allowed
vote."
to
That's-
talk
yeah.
about the bylaws and how the process
for
works.
for the record, so I don't like having a conversation and then people only knowing half of what's being said here. So we are referring to the fact
How are you
that-
supposed to get conspiracy theories out there if you let people know what we're talking about?
there was a meeting. This is killing me, guys. I didn't know Keith was going to
a
do this
very
bad.
like a very spur of the
There
moment
was not a meeting. A man is about to lie here.
There was
No,
there was a secret meeting.
There was a discussion that was had during a party. All right.
Yeah, we were all just
Wait,
trying
Someone
to
Civic
came in
Red
during a
Party.
party, got everyone who's partying to calm down to hear a thing. And everyone's like staring drunk at
Okay.
this person being like, why are you?
Can I tell my version of this? Because once again, my speed was wearing off and I was very agitated. So someone came in to basically say, if there is a motion made to take the top 5 vote getters for at large, do not vote for that motion, because essentially you can, this is how things can be maneuvered and people can get in slates that they don't actually want or that the majority of the convention body doesn't want. It was what certain facets of Mises Caucus did.
Someone that has, you can get someone that has 20% theoretically.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
that thankfully people knew better than to vote for that this time because
So-
that was
Yeah, someone came in and essentially said, okay, don't do that, don't vote for that motion. And you guys, that was what was said. Okay, It took 45 minutes for that to be said because everyone was drunk and kept on asking the same questions over and over again. And I wanted to throw the chair in which I was sitting at everyone. I was
I
so
have my own
many
funny
NAT
stories about that.
violations.
So I have
were going
I
through
have
my
funny
head.
stories about that
Ro-
too, because
oh,
I,
Rose-
along with a few other New York people,
Yes.
we're like, this party needs some drinks and snacks for everybody. So we
Yes.
went out to a nearby
Out of the
liquor
goodness
store
of their hearts, yes.
and
Went to
bought
get
a bunch of things, and then we came back, and the party had turned into a serious meeting.
they came back in, they're talking because like they're expecting a party. They went to provide us alcohol and cups and things of that nature, and immediately they walk in and get shushed. And this continues to go on, and so they keep talking by the bar. And anytime
I was trying so hard to stifle my laughter because like I found the whole situation hilarious.
Anytime, and again, it was no one's fault in particular. Okay, I blame
No,
it on
I don't blame people for
alcohol.
talking, and then
But
yeah.
Anytime you got above a whisper, you got shushed. And it was an important thing to say, but the point was made within the first 90 seconds.
People kept asking the same thing.
So
And then
so
the
if
point was
someone
made
moves
again
to
during
take-
the second
to take
90
the top
seconds.
5 vote getters, you don't vote
And the
for it.
third.
Well, what if someone moves to take the top 5 vote getters?
That's
don't vote for it.
genuinely
Literally,
what it
Well,
yes.
But okay, I got that. But what if someone moves to take the top 5 vote getters? Oh well,
What-
in that case, you don't vote for it. Yeah,
What
so
if
during
what
this,
if it's
someone-
1 a.m.
someone
and we're all
came in-
tired and someone makes a motion to just like take the top 5 or something?
In that case, you wouldn't vote for it. So someone came in during this conversation and clandestinely
it's
recorded
2
it
a.m.
like it was the
and-
Watergate scandal.
It was the world's worst who's on first routine, guys. And so someone recorded this. And I actually have thoughts as
There were hints being dropped. I remember there were hints being dropped. You guys should make sure you're not near a microphone if you're going to talk about corrupt. I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, that was on the
We're
floor.
going to talk about basic floor strategy.
Yeah, it wasn't.
they're
it
like, you
rise
guys, they're
level
like,
of
you
It
guys
was
are gonna
originally
talk
sold
about
as a
your
hot mic
corrupt
moment.
plan-
Yeah, but it
If
really
you're
it
going
was.
to talk about your corrupt plans, don't be near a microphone or something. And we're like, what exactly did they pick up that they think is so damning? And yeah, it turns out
And it ended up being don't vote to take the top 5 vote getters
a
5,000
drunken
times.
conversation from a party.
Okay.
Which, in fact, is how the bylaws are written. We're basically saying, hey, follow the bylaws.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, they had to suspend the bylaws.
Because you have to suspend the rules, right? The bylaws
Mhm.
say that you have to have more than 50% support. It's just that
Yes.
we've been running out of time because the
Yeah.
conventions drag on. And then someone's like, just take the top 5. And then you get some dude that is awful that has 20% support. And they're on the LNC then.
Right. So essentially that was what was said. And then there was this.
And so what does the
leaked
LNC do?
conversation.
We put the next 2 people on there and get the top 5 vote getters. Well, we showed them.
Next convention, I'm thinking
Against the
next
will of the
convention,
people.
rather than having multiple rounds of voting, we should just take the top 5 vote getters. How does that sound?
No one's considered this. That's
Someone
interesting.
suggests
You
that.
should support. You should propose it to the member bylaws group. Kyle can
I'm
add
gonna
some
put
math
that in the
symbols
next
to it to
member
make people like
bylaws.
it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna just put that in the member bylaws
See if anyone
as-
catches it.
as a honeypot.
Just
Yeah.
wait till 2028. I'm gonna add a fucking summa, a derivative or an integral symbol.
Yeah.
Come at me.
Instead of the top 5 vote getters, you put the.
The limit
Maybe
is
you'll
the
do some
number of
matrix
voters goes
multiplication.
to
5. We're
the number of possible vote getters goes to 5.
I like this a lot. In fact, I would like to see this formula. That's how we decide who wins.
In order
at
to
large.
run for LNC, you have to be able to solve complex differential equations.
I'm
How's
for
that for a filtering mechanism?
I mean, if you have to be able to sell libertarian theory, you might need to also be able to sell complex differential equations. I'm just saying.
I said before, like, in order to run for platform committee, you have to be able to pass a test on libertarian theory with a score of 80% or better.
I mean, we all know that a lot of great political theoreticians were also very good at math, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're kind of
Big,
we're dancing.
big.
We're dancing
big.
around. We are dancing around, I think, one of the bigger stories of the week if you are inside the Libertarian Party, and that does have to do with the LP New Mexico suit. We are going to share things that are public, for the record. So, as is public knowledge now, the LNC filed for an injunction against LP New Mexico and their use of the Libertarian Party brand, trademark. That injunction was granted. And so this is following a couple of offers, also public knowledge, that were submitted to LNC for consideration. And XCOM voted down the various motions regarding negotiating, basically, prior to this hearing, 4-4. So that's where we are. Rose has no opinions on this whatsoever. Rose is incredibly...
I'm just going to say, imagine having the opportunity to be part of the LNC that heals the divide created by the McCardle LNC, which drove a highly successful Libertarian Party affiliate of over 50 years to quit due to repeated attempts to meddle in their officer elections. And instead, you vote to fucking sue them when you've got attempts at mediation. And you have people who spent months building up a rapport with the members of the New Mexico Party board. And
I would certainly prefer mediation. And so I said this after the last XCOM meeting when I came back on the stream. We do have to be careful in terms of obviously not revealing confidential information. We have to be careful in terms of not denigrating the entire LNC or party as a whole. And I think that ad hominem attacks are usually not useful. Usefully not usual either.
Also that.
That too. However, I do think that all LNC members, part of our job is to tell you when we think that a decision has been made badly. And so I think that that's part of our responsibility here. So
right. I mean,
a lot of us on this call,
when people run for elected officer positions, the members and especially other board members need to be able to say when they think that a destructive decision was made that will damage the party overall.
And as people know, because my vote is on the record, I did not vote to, well, rather, I did vote to talk and to have those negotiations. So that's still where I stand. I'd still like to have that happen.
So,
Kyle?
I'm not on the LNC. I'm the only one who's on the
you can
on this
say
panel right now
exactly
that's
what's
not on
on
the
your
LNC.
mind.
And so, maybe I'm not very good at math. I went all the way through partial differential equations and aerospace engineering and everything else, but maybe I'm not good at math.
I mean, we just kind of demonstrated
You
that
know, greater than in less than.
people on the LNC have to be good at math.
So let me, this is how I'm not perfect at it, but generally I like to apply the logic of what we get and don't get from something by doing an action, if it's something of a large nature. Obviously, I don't apply this when I'm considering if I'm picking up one thing or another off of my desk. So, LP New Mexico, as we saw from reporting from John Ponte recently, has $85,000 that if LP New Mexico goes away because of a lawsuit, goes back to the family. Free New Mexico Party has a whopping 8 people in their entire party.
I thought
LP
it was
New Mexico
7. I
has-
might be wrong.
I was told 7 showed up and they had 1 other, but
Okay.
y'all could be right. My numbers are several months old at this point. LP New Mexico has,
How they run candidates.
as we saw from the leaked settlement offered to give up claims to the trademark. And I know that Karen Ann disagrees with us or disagrees with me about whether they even have a claim to the trademark, but all the things to the lawsuit goes away. We would get the trademark, we get $100,000, we get to quintuple the number of people in New Mexico. It was a settlement offer, so, and that settlement included the idea that their boards would merge and everything else. It would be a merger where we get everything. And instead, we're going to continue paying more money to lawyers to sue. Like, this injunction stops libertarians from running, because the only group that has run libertarians in New Mexico, with one exclusion, and I'll go into it in a second, is LP New Mexico. When LP New Mexico was disaffiliated, they were going to run Chase Oliver on their ballot. And Angela McArdle made a big fucking push to get ballot access for Free New Mexico Party so Chase could be on their ballot, which blocked him from being on LP New Mexico's ballot.
But he was still on the ballot as a libertarian and not under Free Party.
Correct.
Yeah, for all the more fraud and more voter confusion people, he was clearly listed as a Libertarian Party candidate. The names of the state affiliates were not even listed on the ballot, so that argument holds zero water. Just to put that out there.
Exactly. And so every other libertarian that ran in 2024, Free Party didn't try to run anyone else. Libertarian Party New Mexico did. And there were people who've always been with LP New Mexico. And LP New Mexico wants to bring, they offered to bring everyone who's in the Free New Mexico Party back into the Libertarian Party of New Mexico. So, like, from where I'm sitting, I don't know what's going on. Maybe there's personality conflict shit. I don't know. Like, I've talked with Chris Lucchini before. Chris can be an asshole. I can be an asshole. I would hope that no one's like, I would hope that no one's like, I'm going to waste $100,000 because Kyle's an asshole, and I would rather spite Kyle. Like, you'd have to be really stupid.
Kyle, will you give me $100,000 because you're an asshole?
Right. I don't pretend to know the LP New Mexico board well.
You already know the answer to that question.
I do know that we had conversations with them and that they very clearly expressed their interest in their desire to come back to the National Party.
And so, you know,
yeah, if we can get them to come back for $0, that is preferable to getting them to come back for a lot of dollars.
Indeed.
And so, from where I'm sitting, there's only two outcomes here. Either we continue this, like, if assuming we're continuing the suit, there's only two outcomes. Either LP New Mexico continues on, and we get a merger that we pay for, which means we have lost because we had to spend additional money. Or LP New Mexico folds, in which case, as we saw from John Ponte's reporting, the second people on the list for that money that's sitting in escrow is the family, which means we lose $100,000. The name gets tied up for a year. And the 15,000 libertarians that are registered in New Mexico lose their registration. So we're talking about a thing here where if we win, we're going to lose 15,000 libertarians, $100,000, our actual ballot access. And we're fighting this, and this injunction stops LP New Mexico, who wants to be part of our party again and has offered a settlement, from getting major party status so that we have full ballot access for the next 2 years.
That's the thing. Yeah, that's what people are. I think a lot of people don't realize this. By stopping them from running candidates this cycle, even if they come back and become an affiliate of the National Party again, they will not have ballot access for 2028, meaning party gets to spend more money and resources getting them back their ballot access, or they don't have ballot access.
And
so for did they not run candidates the previous cycle?
Did who not run
New Mexico did, yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. I thought they had 2 cycles to do it.
So because Chase got knocked off, you have to have candidates of a certain caliber, if I'm right. I don't think they had a federal candidate.
They have to hit a certain threshold.
And for people who are asking, okay, well, why can't Free Party just get the name Libertarian if there's some kind of merger in that respect? The reason for that is that you don't just transfer that name. You can't transfer the name Libertarian to another party. You can't transfer the voter information to another party just because that party then starts calling itself one thing or the other, or because one party dissolves. They don't get assets.
The organization that is LPNM is that organization no matter what name it has.
Yes.
So even if you take that name and give it back to Free Party, Free Party is a different organization.
They don't get the ballot access and they don't get the voters.
These people don't get there.
Yeah. So that's why, there's been merger talk, but like among various viewers.
I'm not on the LNC. Maybe they know things I don't. I know that they are seemingly saying very similar things to what I'm thinking. That's my calculus on it.
Well,
At the end of the day,
again, this is all public record, but I think a lot of people are not aware. This goes beyond simple trademark. This isn't a simple trademark suit. Like, this is also, the LNC trying to get their hands on money that was left to the left to the Libertarian Party of New Mexico. And also, and it wasn't just suing the lawsuit was not just against the New Mexico Party as an organization. It was against the 5 individual board members.
It was also,
it is morally reprehensible.
That came out this week and
I
it
will
was
say
fucking
that publicly.
crazy.
I can understand how they'd be a little mad about that.
I've heard that's pretty common in suits like this. That said, I understand people's upset around that. And
but you know what else is pretty common? Fucking Democrats and Republicans. You know what's not very common? Libertarian takes in government.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
But so I keep seeing this thing that the board, and I'm talking longer because again, I'm not bound on this, so I want to whine.
But again, like I'm there's nothing that
no, I've got a point.
But okay, how many times have I been there? There's nothing that like I can tell you that I feel like I can't tell you, if that makes sense. I do think that we are obligated to let you know.
All this is public record right here.
And
so
that goes for people who disagree with me as well. If they disagree with a decision that the LNC has made, they are obligated to let you know, because we're elected and we are making decisions about what's in the party's best interest. And you should know why we're making the decisions that we're making and what we think, whether we think there was a mistake made or whether we think that something was a good decision. We do have an obligation to tell you that. So Kyle, go on, make your point.
So, this is something that I've argued both with my region rep and with people on the LNC and everything. The thing that keeps being said over and over and over and over and over that I think is bullshit is that the LNC's duty is to the affiliates. I think that's nonsense. And some people are going to be looking at me here. Their duty is to the membership. The affiliates are made of people. The National Party is made of people. And at the end of the day, like, in the last 2 weeks, have donated more to this party than the entirety of Free New Mexico Party has in its entire existence. There are major donors out of California that have come out and said, this is a problem. There are donors across the country who are saying, why are we turning away the libertarians? And that's what it comes down to. The membership is what makes the party up. The fucking paper names on the business that's been filed with the government because the government requires you to sign paperwork. I don't give a shit what the government has told you have to do. I care about the people of the movement and the people of the party. And so the idea that we're going to choose that piece of paper, nonsense.
Right. I understand the argument that, we have they have duties to their affiliates. How far are you going to take that, though? Sometimes you have an affiliate that's openly hostile, or in this case, just straight up technically illegitimate, I guess, empty shell of an affiliate that exists for the purpose not of running libertarian candidates, but of blocking libertarian candidates from being run.
Our duty is to our purpose, right? And then the memberships
are party.
Yeah, well, but our duty is to our purpose.
Say, like, my duty is to the affiliates that make up my region, and decisions that are harmful to the overall organization harm the affiliates in my region in the form of lower donations that can be put toward things like candidate or ballot access or affiliate support programs. So I have an obligation to speak out against things that are harmful to the party and will result in alienating donors and getting us fewer donations.
Yeah, I
too have talked to a ton of people who had high hopes for this next term and the new LNC who are completely turned off by this.
Yeah, I would say that our duty is to our purpose, our statement of principles, but
we have a purpose to get libertarians elected and run for public office.
Exactly. That's part of our purpose, right? That's part of what we do, and that's also, the members are critical executors of that purpose, and so it matters how members feel about things. which is why I have encouraged people, not simply with this decision, and not simply whether you agree with me on this decision or not, with any decision, with anything that you want the LNC to know, email that entire .lnc address. Be respectful, because it's less likely to be taken under consideration or taken in good faith if you're just hurling insults and swearing. Actually, I haven't seen any of that yet, but I probably will.
Give time.
Give time. Yeah, but email that entire.
Let them cook.
Right. Yes, and share how you feel about things. And that does make a difference. People do take that into account. And if you are in a region, talking with your chair, talking with your region rep is also helpful. It's also very helpful. Talk with us directly if you know how. The four of us are in the LP Alliance Discord. I literally have a channel that says Ask Amanda, and it was supposed to be like ask for things that you would like to see the party doing.
It's
sort of
mostly
turned
just
into
asking
an
for
AMA.
feet pics.
Yeah, it's mostly just like, so is your second toe larger or smaller than your first toe? And the answer is both. Depends on the foot. That's a true story.
The answer is yes.
Yes, get help for the AZLP. 2 national level candidates on the ballot in Arizona. Y'all are doing great things too with surveillance, as I recall, in Arizona. So props.
They're fighting Flock and that bullshit hard.
Which is wonderful.
Yeah.
And speaking of, there is new LP merch. I can tell you guys about new LP merch. The LP store is freaking lit now, because we've got Don't Spy on Me, anti-Flock and anti-surveillance camera merch. We've got I Like My Whiskey Neat Because Fuck Ice. We have drinking glasses that say that, as well as shirts of various types. We have the evergreen, ever rainbow Pride Porcupine, which I think
3 different kinds.
That's Dave Smith's favorite shirt. Honestly.
But we have 3 different Pride porcupines.
URL again.
What?
Can you plug the LP store URL?
We can.
I'm currently grabbing it to make it a QR code.
Yes. But also go to the LP Alliance store, because we've still got great merch. We have the free Izzy shirts. Can't find that at the LP store.
They do in fact cost money though.
Yes, that is the place.
They're not free. They're not free.
Well, yeah, no, they're
Izzy
not
shirts.
free Izzy shirts. They are free Izzy shirts. Not frizzy shirts either.
And they're not frizzy shirts, yeah.
No.
Maybe every 10th customer gets a free Izzy shirt. So in this case,
That'd
all
be
the money
nice,
all the proceeds go to
The-
Izzy's legal defense.
Indeed.
So we want
The
that.
URL is shop.lp.org, yeah.
Yeah.
It's there.
Although now that I have tried to find it unsuccessfully for a while, I think we should get a redirect from store.lp.org as well.
Also, if you're donating to the LP, you can earmark your donations, by the way. Rose and Keith and I all have donor links. Mine's just lp.org/Griffiths. But you can put a little message in that says what you want your donation to go to. Possibly what you don't.
It's true.
So
Does it actually work? I've heard conflicting messages.
it depends, but I do think that this LNC would honor the earmarks, yes. I mean, depending on what it is, right? Like, it can't be get Austin Martin a new
how fast
ukulele.
the shirts got up.
Yes, that was
singing
great.
lessons.
I sent that
What
like
about
this
singing
afternoon.
lessons? That would benefit the entire LP, though.
We have a great merch, I would say merch tee, but it's really just basically one guy who's doing merch. And yes, so we wanted those rainbow porcupine shirts. We got those rainbow porcupine shirts. Yeah. Keith sent the graphic for it, and it was up in a couple hours on the store, which is amazing.
Hey, Amanda, I hear we can ask you stuff.
You can ask me stuff.
Would it be possible for states to get sub-accounts on the shop?
I would like that very much.
Oh,
You want
yeah,
states to have, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll write that down.
Because New York used to have a merch store.
Actually not.
It's been kind of neglected for a while. There's actually merch that we have wanted to get out there.
You can't.
So,
That's
for the
exactly
record-
the kind of thing to use the Ask Amanda channel for. LPA Unholy Army, okay? Not what size foot shoe do you wear?
What size
I'm
foot
rich.
shoe does your second toe foot have?
Exactly. Let's see. I have this T-shirt.
All right, I will need someone to direct me to the ice whiskey glass.
Indeed.
No problem. Boop, boop. The
I
ice
found
whiskey glass
footwear.
is right chair.
Yeah, I missed they had a
Look how
whiskey
fast I am.
glass. And so I put in my order, and then I saw
nice.
they had a whiskey glass. I was like, oh, it was too hasty.
Have you
there.
considered not being a nub?
I wasn't sure whether they were in a whiskey glasses.
I might buy
That seemed
that
like-
even though it's AI.
Take me home.
Yeah. I
Whiskey
still would like to see
stones.
us not using the AI for the shirts, but I liked the message so much that I made an exception for the Fuck Ice shirt.
Yeah. At least it doesn't have that weird AI logo that's like where the chicken is like bleh,
Oh gosh.
if that makes sense.
It's
a lot
you
of
mean the
state affiliates
flaming
I see, like, the
chickens?
AI generated thing, and the chick, like the top of the chicken has become fire, like its head has burst into flames.
That's
doesn't
the
quite
heritage
understand
I'm
that it's
trying to
also
rock
People
right
keep
now.
calling that the
Yeah.
chicken leg. See, I like the torch logo, but a lot of people say it just looks like a chicken leg.
I never saw that until people started
it's a
talking
chicken on a
about it.
stick.
Not yeah, it's chicken on a stick.
Yeah, chicken on a stick.
It's a chick.
Clearly, we need to bring back the Tanstoffel logo.
Yeah, or the penguin.
The 70s was a weird time, man.
Yeah, why a penguin? Like, why a
An
penguin? 'Cause
arrow
the
and
porcupine makes
Tanstoffel?
sense, but why
Is-
the
Yeah.
penguin?
Well, because
Sure.
the penguins are being tariffed and we're fighting for their rights.
Oh,
True.
okay.
Yeah,
I see. I see.
it's
The
penguin
only continent
solidarity.
that's not so far had to do with Donald Trump's bullshit is Antarctica, so we want to be more like them.
I actually don't know though. I think that Daryl Perry has told me at length why it was a penguin, but I forgot.
So yes, if you would like to ask me to do things with respect to the party, join us on Discord. It's discord.gg/LP-Alliance. You can follow us on the social medias on X, we're LP_allies, where I sometimes post, but if you don't like it, it's Kyle. And we have
We are-
live streams. We do the live streams. We do Molotov Cocktail Hour every Saturday.
Yes,
like a
join us
happy
this
hour,
Saturday
but
for
more
Molotov
angry.
Cocktail Hour.
Yeah. I know what it stands for,
sometimes
Nathan.
it's happy and lighthearted. Other times it's just a long, drawn-out therapy session.
See, I would just change the logo to Tan Stall. There's no such thing as lunch.
Can stall.
You know what? We
No
should
such
do
thing
that.
as
We should do that
stall.
for the next convention. We should just come in with shirts that say
Oh
Tan
my
Stall.
God.
There's no such thing as
Oh.
lunch. And then we can just like go through the business without stopping for frickin' lunch.
No lunch, no
You did ask a
masters.
question,
Uh,
Master
But
Amanda.
no
Right,
2-hour lunch break.
No 2 hours lunch break. No, there is no such thing as a 2-hour lunch. Tan
There is such a thing as business.
to what size what size foot shoe? Depends on the brand. Depends on the brand.
I'm pretty sure that Amanda's having a
It's on
stroke.
foot.
No, I was looking at Nathan's question and ask Amanda.
This is what happens when you get involved with the Libertarian
He
Party.
literally asked what size foot shoe in Discord. I cannot be held responsible for Nathan's actions. Have you seen how tall he is? There's no way that I could ever like reach the top of his head to change his mind.
Oh, a twist of irony. It asked me to donate to the legal fund.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
And I was immediately like, huh, nope.
Look, I can donate
Yeah,
to
I was like,
Valorant.
not right now. Tan, stop. There's no
Donate to
such
the
thing
legal
as
fund
business.
when we're-
There's no such thing as business at a Libertarian convention.
One
All
of
right, guys.
This is why you push the elections off a little bit, so everyone's too drunk to show up to the elections. You cancel out like half the delegates there.
Well, but can we take the top 5 vote getters?
No,
Well, I don't know. We should talk about this thoroughly.
Yeah,
You
I
take
don't
the
know if
top
we've discussed
5
this.
most sober ones, I guess.
I have a
Or
recording of
maybe
this
the most
discussion.
drunk ones who can handle their substances the best, I guess.
I was so mad. I was so angry. Yeah. Sorry, Kyle,
You
what were you going to
people.
say? Richard
Nothing.
Longstreth even came up to me. He's like, you need to change the vibe of this party. I was like, I'm leaving the vibe of this party. This party is
We
no
ended up
longer
walking out of
vibing.
our
He
own
really did. He's like,
party.
this needs to change. People are angry. Like, angry. Yeah. I thought you were going to say something, Kyle. Did you forget?
I had nothing. I
Yeah,
don't know what
you
you're
had a
talking
stroke.
about.
Yeah. Okay. You did say so, and then you started to talk. All right, guys. We're gonna say anarchy. And we're gonna say anarchy. Full transparency. Now I wanna say anarchists on the business list.